Hello guys and welcome to SteveNews. What a crazy week it's been for the virtual reality space. We've got PlayStation news, Valve news, Xbox news, so many new games coming to the Oculus Quest, new technology. There's so much here. Guys, I do these news videos every single week, every Saturday, so you know what's been happening in the virtual reality space the entire week. So please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on that. And there is also an Oculus Quest 2 giveaway going on right now that ends in just a week. So subscribe, enter the giveaway, and I think that is enough chin wagging. Let's get started. Let's start this off with Valve. They have just submitted a new patent, it's just been published, and it's got me really excited for what's to come in the virtual reality space. More VR advancements and some new virtual reality tech to give competition in this space. As it's needed, a standalone device is now the most used PC VR headset. That's just madness. Of course, please be aware this new patent that Valve have got, it could be nothing more than simply a patent. It may not actually be work in progress tech, but rather just to get ownership of ideas, nothing more. This patent contains many variations of a headset as well. It has AR integration, a wireless unit attached to it, one that contains hardware computing components, and there's also a new head strap design. The images are really interesting as well. The part that gets me the most though is the back of the headset. It's much larger in these designs than most headsets I've seen. It extends further than the resting place on the skull. This is apparently to improve the comfort of the device and also be a housing for an antenna for wireless gaming, or contain onboard processing perhaps for standalone functionality, or the BCI brain interface technology that we know that Valve are working on in collaboration with. But as I said, take this with a pinch of salt. It is just a patent and they don't really tend to resemble the patent design to the finished product. We learned that from the PlayStation VR. Anyway, I'm really happy to see something in this space. It's really great to see some more advancements coming. I'm ready for a new device, and please comment down below what you think about this. So now you may have seen rumors going around regarding Xbox VR after an Italian error message popped up, and it's now been circulating the internet that mentions the need for an update of a virtual reality headset. Naturally, we got very excited about Xbox having virtual reality. It would be great for them to compete in the home console market. And since they recently just bought Bethesda as well, they'd have some sweet virtual reality IPs. But an Xbox representative since then has come out and made a statement saying that the error message is wrong, it's inaccurate, due to a localization bug, and reiterating that virtual reality is not a focus for the company yet. How true could this be? Because I put this message into Google Translate, and granted it's not perfect, but it said the virtual reality headset needs to be updated, and there is an update available for the virtual reality headset. How can a localization bug cause that string in the Xbox ecosystem to exist? That's got to be coded somewhere. Maybe they're trying to downplay it so they can surprise us in the summer at an E3 event or something. I think it's a pretty crazy coincidence that we've got an error like this as new virtual reality tech is actually starting to come out. I'd like to know your thoughts on this. Do you think Xbox are actually going to invest in virtual reality, or is this just complete? And speaking of, a huge piece of news hits this week, the reveal of the PlayStation controllers for their new VR headset. I'm not going to go in depth on this because everyone has posted a video on this. There's plenty of information around, so I'm just going to summarize the interesting bits, such as the design of the controllers. It looks like a pair of boxing glove frames or an inside-out touch controller. Either way, it's definitely a vast improvement over the classic light bulb ended Move controllers. The controller will have embedded LEDs inside of it for them to be tracked by external facing cameras on the HMD. This method was expected and needed after the terrible camera tracking that the first PSVR had. So it's safe to say that we're going to have room scale inside out tracking coming for the headset. The remotes also contain the DualSense haptic technology, which if you own a PlayStation 5 and you've played with that remote, it's some of the best haptics to date, and the adaptive triggers on it enable for the feeling of resistance and the feeling of surfaces. It's definitely going to be more immersive. You're going to be able to feel the shake of a gun trigger. It has more applications in my eyes in virtual reality than it does for the flat screen games, so I'm happy to see this. The remotes will also have touch technology. We did see demos of this in the early phases of development. Sony did put out some videos. It was really responsive, quite impressive technology, and hopefully that translates to the finished product as well. But the most amazing add-on for me is it's got a joystick now. We actually have a stick to move, which I find the irony of the old remote being called the PlayStation Move. The aesthetic of the controllers are also nice. It could hint at the style that Sony will be going for the headset, giving artists a chance to create some cool concept art of this new headset. I just cannot wait for the new PlayStation VR. A new update just dropped for BeatSaber, and it is so Good. The OST4 update brings 4 more tracks, which I know it's kind of sad. It's only 4 tracks, but they have such a good, hard, rocky edge to them that is just right up my street. They're also very, very challenging for the Expert Plus players among you. I'm sure you're going to have some fun there. And it has a red and black color scheme and a new environment, which at one point it made me feel so trippy. I was in the middle of playing a song. I was focusing so hard on the track, and the environment was just morphing in front of me. It was like they were trying to hypnotize me to buy more games. Was that you, Facebook? So in this pack, we get Dream by Jaroslaw Beck, a BeatSaber classic, a Ludicrous Plus, Boom Kitty with It Takes Me and Camellia tracks as well. So prepare yourself, it's difficult, but they are such good tracks. I think you're going to really enjoy this update. So now Facebook, they dropped a new video showing off some prototype wrist gesture-based controllers that are going to be used in XR scenarios. So these devices, we did see them at OC6 when they just acquired Control Labs. They gave us a nice little teaser of the devices they've just acquired and they're going to be working on. But this new video shows off concepts, which gives us more insight and more detail into what these devices are going to do. The devices will read electrical signals in your arm to detect the intention of input. That alone is crazy. And Facebook Reality Labs said the device could potentially be used for keyboardless typing. This is what they said. I'm going to quote now. They said, "It is highly likely that ultimately you'll be able to type at high speeds with EMG on a table or on your lap. Maybe even at higher speeds than what is currently possible on keyboards today. Initial research is very promising." And they then showed us a demo of somebody using a keyboard that didn't exist with this EMG controller. Oh, EMG is electromogram, by the way, and it can predict the position of your fingers by the accuracy of just 1mm. And the articles on this go on and on and on. It's really in depth and super interesting. So I will leave a link down below if you want to carry on reading and watch all of the videos that they have and learn about the machine learning process that they've implemented in order to achieve this. Such a nerd out. I think it's time to talk about video games. We have so many new games coming to the Quest, and this one is Alvo, and one that had some hype around it as well. This is a first-person shooter that's going to be releasing on the PlayStation VR platform with aim controller support, which I definitely recommend. So the studio were discussing this game, and they also confirmed that a port of this is going to be coming to the Oculus Quest and the Rift platform. The game would be cross-play supported for the PlayStation VR and the Rift, with the potential of the Quest also being supported there as well, because these are some of the most supported devices in virtual reality. If that had cross-play, it would be a beautiful thing. But apparently, the devs are waiting on confirmation from Sony and Facebook, something to do with some internal politics. So the game is going to have 10-player online matches, and it's being compared to Firewall, but much more fast paced. Another new game now, Carly and the Reaper Man, a game that I actually played with my partner after Between Realities mentioned it on one of their podcasts, because it was this asymmetric title that I could play in virtual reality and then she could play on the TV. So it's a very interesting cooperative platformer where you have to work together and must solve puzzles making use of virtual reality and flat screen mechanics. This game won't work like it does on the PC or the PlayStation VR on the Oculus Quest, because on the Quest, you don't have that flat screen medium available to you. So it will be played in a virtual reality headset. You'll both be using VR in this cooperative experience. Carly, you will be in a third-person view, and if you're playing the Reaper, it's going to be the third-person VR view. This is in the coming soon section of the Oculus Quest store right now. So Pistol Whip fans, Cloudhead Games just announced a new project that Pistol Whip is going to get a new story-based campaign, much like it did previously with Pistol Whip 2089 with its cyberpunk vibe. They're going to turn back the clocks, and this one's going to be in the past. So it's going to contain 5 scenes, it's going to have new modifiers, new weapons, and new bosses. Their quote on what this is going to be like was a wild ride, which hints to me like it's going to be cowboys and the Wild West. And that's all they told us, not lots of information, just an announcement that something will be coming soon. A new beta is available as well for an app called Immerse that's just got an update that allows you to bring your mobile phone into the virtual world. This is initially available for iOS devices only, with Android coming soon, so I can't try this out just yet. In the video though, they did show off your home desk environment in virtual reality, and then next to you was your mobile phone being brought into the virtual world as well. And then with your phone, you were able to resize it so you can have this massive phone screen in front of you. I don't see the applications to this really, because anything I want to do on my mobile phone, if I'm on a desktop, I can normally just go to a browser or visit a website and do anything I want to do on my phone on my computer. But this is 2021. People have this close affiliation to their mobile phone, and if they're not near it, they start having a panic attack. So perhaps that can, you know, We have another game to come into the Oculus Quest that Oculus recently put up a blog post about called Traffic Jams. This is a title from Vertigo Games and Little Chicken. This game, you are to control the traffic on the streets to allow pedestrians to cross the road, but sometimes you have a zombie problem and must control the traffic to run over the zombies and keep the city safe. It's a tough job as a traffic warden. I did recently play this on PC and I really kind of enjoyed the way you have to wave people on, use gestures, and combining that with silly animations for angry drivers and pedestrians. It was a funny title, but it wasn't anything revolutionary for virtual reality. It was just kind of fun, and this is coming April 8th. So that's it from me today, guys. Thanks for coming to check out the weekly news in the virtual reality space. Please subscribe to the channel, join the Oculus Quest 2 giveaway, and hopefully I'll see you next week as well. And remember, happy gaming, guys. Good day.